Let's do some nesting together. As a first-time mom preparing for my baby girl, we'll do some meal planning, we'll clean up the house, do a little deep cleaning, and overall just get ready for baby. Hey domestic darlings, so excited to do some nesting with you. As always, I use my 1950s radio cleaning routines that guides you through timed cleaning tasks while listening to a 1950s true crime radio show, Dragnet. And I did this on my Wednesday, like I just do one every day. There's new episodes every day a week, so today was Wednesday, and I decided to get my cleaning routine done. It makes things so peaceful and easy as I'm nesting because I know that everything I need to get done is going to get taken care of as I rotate through all of the tasks and everything. I always just start with airing out the beds. It helps our allergies, gets rid of dust mites. Sometimes it's easier than making the bed. I'll come back and make the bed if I want to and have time, especially since this video is recorded. I've redone my bed and it's so pretty and decorated and aesthetic, and so I do make my bed now. But first, I always air it. And then I'm doing my Wednesday's load of laundry, which is colored, casual, underclothes, socks, and like activewear. And I just throw it into the washer, and I switch it out sometime during the day. And then my evening routine, I always like put away that day's laundry. So I'm recording this with baby on my lap. It's been a few months since she was born, and I recorded all these ahead so that I could really just enjoy my first few months with her. And it's just so fun to look back at this time. I couldn't believe that it was finally time to start getting ready for baby. I had really just been, it was so hard to hold myself back, and wait, because obviously the house was gonna get dirty again. So for all the deep cleaning tasks and the like getting things ready for her tasks, I kind of had to wait just a little bit. But of course my routine does cover like deep cleaning anyways, so things were pretty tidy by the time I got to it. But the whole first trimester, you guys, I was so sick. Like I could barely sit up on any given day, and so cleaning did not happen. So it's nice to have the like radio cleaning routines where I could just press play and listen and get all caught up over the span of a week or two. And then by the end of that few weeks, I was like ahead, and I'd have time left over every little time segment to do a little more deep cleaning and things like that. And if you guys want some episodes, I actually have the clean with me version of this video and nesting available for you to try out, and it plays the radio show and everything, so you can listen and see if it works for you. So after I aired the beds and did the laundry and the dishes, I grabbed a basket and went around and cleaned up clutter. I really didn't have a whole ton of clutter because I had been doing the routines consistently, so things were actually pretty nice in the house, and I was really excited about that. But still, it's just, honestly, having a tidy house in the last trimester actually really helped my mental health, and it really helped bring me peace as I was getting ready for the baby. I had the worst anxiety. Like, I don't know about you guys, and you'll have to let me know if you can identify with this, but I really had some of the worst anxiety ever when the house was messy and I was pregnant. Like, it felt like things weren't ready for the baby. I was just stressed out. It didn't work very well. So my husband cleaned the house a lot for me, and he does contribute to a lot of the chores anyways, but even still, like, me doing the cleaning personally actually helped a lot with my mental health too, because it just made me feel a lot more in control, especially as a first-time mom in my first pregnancy. That can really make you feel like, just so much craziness is happening to your body, and you don't have like control over much of anything in that aspect. Like, it feels, it just felt so much, and so being able to tidy and get control of that really helped me. Okay. So now that all of the extra stuff, Wednesday's chores to clean out the fridge, so you saw me get that done. I just did a really quick cleaning and to do a little bit of meal planning. So I decided to just do my meal prep on the same day as well. I planned out the meals I was going to make, went to the store and grabbed, I actually already had a lot of the ingredients because my mother-in-law and my niece-in-law, and we got all this meal prepping done for babies because my niece was having a baby too. So I kind of knew which ones we picked. I just went down and added them to my recipe master list that I have and use for meal planning. I have a whole video on what I do for meal planning and like the method and system that I use, but you'll basically get to see it today because I'm going to talk to you and give you all of the recipes that I meal prepped in this video and made meal kits for. So I saw this bin system idea from the Passionate Penny Pincher, and I decided to make my own little printables and kind of make it my own and use this, and it's really worked wonders. I love it, particularly if you do a lot of dumped meals using like canned goods and stuff. It's easy. And I'm actually on the lookout for a lot more dumped meals because I liked the system so much. And what I do here is, so I made the meal kits, and then over the next like week, as I made those meals, I really only cooked half of them, and the other half I stuck in the freezer and froze ready to go for after the baby was born. And that worked really well because then I do like spending a whole day making freezer meals and batching it. It's definitely easy. But if you don't have a lot of energy to do that in a whole day, then this works. All right, so the first meal is shepherd's pie. And this was actually super easy. It's a can of brown gravy, 1 can of green beans. I also added a can of corn, and a package of instant mashed potatoes, ground beef, shredded cheese, and a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce is all you need after that. And you just make everything like according to the package. I put the dry ingredients in this bin. I wrote down on the card what I needed from the fridge. And yeah, so you don't even have to bake this if you don't want to. You can just serve it on top of each other, or you can bake it in the oven. But you basically just mix up the gravy and the canned ingredients and the meat, and then you make the instant potatoes, and you can just serve it on top with some cheese, or you can bake it. Now the second meal kit I made was taco soup, and this was my mother-in-law's recipe, which is so good. For some reason I can't find my recipe book, so I'm going to share with you my family's recipe because it's kind of similar. So it's 1 can of black beans, a can of ranch style beans, a can of kidney beans, a can of corn, a can of Rotel if you want. You can do, then my family does 6 cups of V8 tomato juice and a packet of taco seasoning, and then we'll do like ground beef or shredded chicken. Sometimes we even just don't add the taco seasoning. You can add a packet of ranch as well, and that's more like my mother-in-law's recipe. And I think the ranch style beans is actually a cue from her recipe. We don't usually do those. Meal kit number 3 is sausage and rice casserole. So that's a can of cream of celery soup, 1 14.5 ounce of can of chicken or vegetable broth, and a cup of uncooked long grain rice. And then your like fridge ingredients are celery, onion, and pork sausage. I'm linking to the recipes for all of these on my blog post, so you'll just see a blog post link in the description here of this video. And I'm putting all of the recipes that I found, like online versions of the recipes for. These were all in my husband's family cookbook, and so there might be like little bits of different in those recipes, but I just tried to find similar ones that you could find online, because like I said, I lost the cookbook. I've looked everywhere for it, and I'm like really bummed about it, so I have to find it. I'm like going crazy. Meal kit number 4 was Hormel's tamale chili bake, and I hadn't ever had this before, and it's not my favorite. I would sub this for like just classic Frito pie and do that, but that's only because my family and I aren't like the biggest fan of tamales, and I know, I'm sorry, like that's a crime, but at least the canned tamales especially. So it's technically it's a can of Hormel chili, no beans, a can of Hormel beef tamales, some chopped onions, cheddar cheese, and then tortilla chips at the bottom. Meal kit number 5 was just barbecue chicken, like sheet pan, so there wasn't really anything in there that needed to be cooked. Kit number 6 was tuna casserole. So it's a can of cream of celery, 2 cans of tuna, a can of evaporated milk, a cup whole milk, 2 cups egg noodles, a teaspoon garlic powder, a teaspoon onion powder, and a tablespoon seasoning salt, and then you just add cheese, frozen peas, and then you top it with fried onions. And you could just make this like any other tuna casserole, so you just mix all the ingredients together, you know, except for the fried onions, which you just put on top. The last meal kit was chili roni, so you just do a package of chili seasoning mix, a can of diced tomatoes undrained, 1 can of reduced sodium beef broth, 2 tablespoons tomato paste, and 1.5 cups uncooked elbow macaroni. So those are the dry ingredients, and then on the little card I wrote to add a pound of ground beef, a half cup of chopped green bell pepper, half cup of chopped onion, and a cup of shredded cheese. And again, I'm linking to all of these recipes for you. But I really love this system. It works super well for me. I added little labels that were organized by like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which just makes it super easy, especially if you have more kids that have opinions on dinner, because then it's just can be like, well, this is in the bin, this is what we're having this day, you know, and helps reduce kind of that argument. Obviously, it being just me and my husband, we kind of mixed it up some nights where we were like, oh, but this other meal sounds good, and we cheated and switched it, but you know how it is. I wanted to make sure I did some reorganizing of the kitchen as well while I was doing all of this. So I bought like a spice organizer and got all my spices put into jars. I also took my pans out of this like little rolling island I have, and I put them next to the stove because I just felt like that'd be easier, and I decided to make the rolling cart just a baking cart. So I put all of my baking supplies in there, anything I do with dough like pasta making and things like that, my sourdough stuff, casserole dishes. I tried to just make it a lot more organized, and that was my little deep cleaning organizing moment and helped my brain. I felt like this was a good way to nest. I actually, while I was filming this video, broke my crock pot and cried about it, because if you know me, you know that I love crock pot cooking. It saves my tail all the time. I love doing my cleaning routine and putting on a crock pot meal for dinner, you know, and the whole house smells amazing. Sorry, you guys, that's actually, that little notification is my hubby texting me. He is a firefighter, so he goes off on fires, wildland fires, and I like get so excited every time I get to hear from him because it just makes me so happy, and we miss him so much. But anyways, that is the video for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, enjoyed nesting with me, and I will see you next time. Yeah.